the people, by the people. For the culture.
Peace. Jumbo, welcome to the Vital Hoops podcast, right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. My name is Fernando Cardenas, aka International XB. This is episode 76. The Vital Hoops podcast is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. This is 100% independent, so we appreciate your support. Our guest today is back again for the second time. Straight out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. He is a top tier MC. He is many things, but above all, he is a lover of his people and his culture. REKS. Peace. Welcome back to the Vital Hoops podcast, my brother. How you doing?
Peace and love, my brother. Thank you for taking the time with me again. It's always a pleasure.
No doubt. It's my pleasure, man. I appreciate you coming back on the show for the second time. We had you on about, I think it was probably a couple of years ago. It was episode 16, actually. It was episode 16. This is episode 76, man. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, you putting in that work. I love it.
No doubt.
Always vital for the people. The messages here are clear and concise. So respect everything you're doing, brother.
Appreciate that, man. Yo, so listen, let me tell you a story before we start, man. So to give some context to the listeners and the viewers, you know, as we were trying to set a date, right, to record the show, we were going back and forth, and you know, you had told me you was going to New York to record a video, right?
Right.
Like, okay, no doubt. So, but I didn't know what video it was or nothing, right? You're just like, yeah, I'm going to New York to record a video. So at the same time, I'm on a group chat with some of my brothers from Guerrilla Republic, Cuba, you know, bunch of MCs and you know from Cuba. And so we sharing like good hip hop music, right? And so my boy Sila, he's sharing a few things from Rusty Jukes, right? And I was sharing a couple things from you, right? I was sharing some things, REKS and Napoleon the Legend, you know what I mean? And so we was talking and sharing good music at the same time. So I'm like, yo, you know about REKS? He's like, yeah, he was on your show, right? I was like, yeah, you know, it's dope. And then he was showing me the Rusty Jukes joint, like I said. And so at the same time, you was in New York recording a video with Rusty Jukes.
Exactly.
And I didn't know that. So I log on to IG and I see Rusty Jukes on his page. He's like, yeah, I'm here recording a video with REKS. So that was funny, but so I sent it to my homie right away, like, yo, check this out, man. They're working together right now. So I thought that was a dope moment, man.
That's dope. I love what y'all doing. Obviously, you stay on assignment for the people, so that's dope that y'all have that group, collective vibes going on. I'm working right now to be very similar in my own circle and cipher of individuals, collective minds. So we need to build even on that level because
no doubt.
I'm formulating something like that I would love to have you be a part of with everything you represent for sure.
My pleasure, brother. Word. So lately, man, you've been dropping a lot of music. I see that hoodie, man. You know.
That's Dosage One, also created by my wife. My wife, she like, you know, she's going in with the videos and all the graph stuff. So this represents the first 10 releases that dropped last year.
Like you said, the wife, you've been working with the wife. Shout out to Queen Philosophical, man. You know, she's been working on the visuals too, right?
Yep.
Doing a lot of your videos. You've been dropping crazy visuals. Dope shit, man. Talk to me about that, man.
So a big thing for us right now is, you know, being self-sufficient and we can outsource where our capabilities are limited, and we're happy to do so. But like we want to stand up on our own. We get it from the mud. We come up and not make any excuses or place any personal limitations on ourselves on what we can and cannot do. So accomplishing with my queen is vital. It's absolutely essential to like me moving forward and progressing as an artist. So from video to graph work, like figuring out how to like, you know, design the stuff like so we don't have to outsource so much is key. And in the music, it's just I've put in way beyond my 10,000 hours of time and like in devotion to scribbling.
Mm.
So I think I've mastered an ability just on the not on the actual skill set, but like on the approach to how I'm able to like just churn out music. So
No doubt.
that's developed, and I feel that's reason why there's so much quantity coming out now.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I unite with everything you're saying, man. We definitely need to be self-sufficient,
Yeah,
and be able to create. And at this point, we should be able to produce and do everything, for us by us. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
necessary.
Exactly.
It's necessary, without a doubt. What's is your latest album? More Gray Hairs?
More Gray Hairs is actually a re-release. So like the More
Okay,
Gray Hairs one is a release that I dropped actually back in, I want to say, so 2008 we dropped Gray Hairs. So
okay, yeah,
2009 a little known release. So like we released in 2009 a record called More Gray Hairs, which was a lot of the material on Gray Hairs that didn't really see the light of day.
okay, yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
we wanted to just put some interest on there, but what we didn't do is what we're doing now, which is put out an official physical copy of the release. So I have
Okay,
CDs, I have tapes now,
that's
and
what's up.
we're working now on getting the vinyl.
Okay, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
More Gray Hairs is the latest. It is the latest release, but it's a reissue.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have all the info in the description, but tell the people already where they can get that, like as far as the tapes and all that.
The best case scenario, if you want to go directly to artists and consume the material and support me as an artist, is to go to my Bandcamp, and you can purchase the CD or vinyl or both, and we have two variant colors. So actually, there's four variant colors that we
Mhm.
have for More
Write
Gray.
that down.
So individuals can purchase like a tape or a CD with a gray color coordinated design, or they can buy it in black. I forget the four different colors, but we're trying to present something for collectors who love
Mm.
to have like just different stylings of materials
Yeah, no doubt.
to add to their collection. Some people have like color coded designs of things that they collect.
Yeah,
The collection bag is kind of crazy. So, um, we wanted to like offer something unique and
definitely.
creative and new for people who love the art. There's variant options. Bandcamp, sorry about that, and then my
No, you
website
good.
rex.com. So
Okay. Yeah.
either or works for
No
work.
doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man, I love the vinyls. I love something physical. I miss that about the old school, how we used to, just get the even the CDs, we used to get the CDs, open them up, read the book, what I'm saying, get the info, who produced what, who wrote what, you know what I'm saying?
Where they sampled it from, where they
No
got
doubt. Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And then we would like, I remember, back in, how it was, like we would have a CD, we would buy a CD and then we'd listen to it for a minute. It feels like nowadays, music comes out and people kind of listen to it once, and then they kind of let it be, unfortunately.
And even more so, like you're so correct on that, but even more so, like individuals, because of streaming's
Mm.
dilution of the music, individuals are consuming music in piecemeal. They're not even taking the full gamut of a piece of art. So
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar's entire record is not being consumed. They're like, oh, I heard that record, but I haven't really got to. It wasn't like that when we were coming up. We were like,
No.
if you're gonna consume a piece of art, you don't want to take Public Enemy and listen to the first two records or the middle three records or see who's featured on a record. You want to consume it in its entirety so you know how valuable the message is from the beginning, envelope and correlate with what's happening in the middle and the end. You
That's
know,
right.
so
And then we're gonna talk about it with the homies, and break it down and what I'm saying, see
exactly.
who understood what and you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so
consumption is so diluted these days.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, I'm seeing at the same time that vinyls are kind of coming back, which is kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And I know there's a few DJs that only work with vinyls, for example. They'll be like, nah, I only work with vinyls. So I think, vinyls being back is kind of dope. I know I'm sure you do too, man. I love the sound of vinyls,
Of course.
yeah, no doubt. But yeah, so that's something that's positive. And yeah, I see people dropping cassettes as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're doing a lot of unique stuff for collectors. This year I'll be dropping an action figure. I got
Mhm.
my first action figure designed,
That's
and
dope.
we're working on a comic book as well. So
No
there's
doubt.
like there's some unique approaches to like doing what we do, and I think with the 50th happening recently, people are
Hmm.
starting to understand that it's okay to age with hip hop. It's okay to age in hip hop, and some of our elder statesmen like MC Light is about to go on tour, and like
Absolutely.
individuals like that who were kind of like lying dormant and shouldn't have been
Right.
are. It's been accepted that these artists like LL Cool J dropping his record last year, those things are valuable to the culture moving forward.
No
And
doubt.
as I age, I knew I wasn't ever going to like hip hop is it's pulsating within me. I'm not
Hmm.
going to allow that to like lie dormant. And I'm so happy to see the elders who are still with us and viable
For
and
sure.
vibrant still utilizing their voices.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no limit to this. I mean, those of us who live the culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how old we are, we always got something to say. We always got a perspective of things, you know what I mean? And it's only like I've heard people say, like also, the fans grow with the artist. That's a reality too. And also the youth also still needs to hear what the elder have to say. So it's all, it all makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
it's valuable as with what we do that we acknowledge and recognize that there are many divisions that exist, but they're self-induced divisions, and we have to learn to work through those divisions and have dialogue so we can organize and strategize and do some of the things that poor righteous was on, and that
that's right.
the thing is that the building pillars were on that created unification within our communities and dialogues and groups that you're having with people back in Cuba or globally
Mhm.
talking about Pan-Africanism and things that keep us organized and strategized. Those are necessary steps to take for our voices to matter on a
Yeah,
grassroots level and to make it bigger. Like that's what hip hop is. That's
absolutely.
what hip hop's foundational roots and principles lie in. And anybody who denies that or like tries to limit or not give voice to that is discrediting what we set as a foundation.
Mhm. Absolutely, man. I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. We're gonna get into that. I want to talk about one of my favorite videos from you, recent videos. One of my favorite recent videos is Fela.
Mm-hmm.
For Everyone Love Always. I love that joint. And let me tell you, man, personally, I usually don't necessarily love the mixing of rhythms like that. I'm a hardcore underground hip hop fan, so I usually like regular boom bap. But to
Yeah.
me, the way you did that, brother, that was super dope. So I applaud you for that one. I
Thank
feel like you was really repping the African diaspora, you know what I mean, through the Caribbean. And the video is super dope. And I believe did y'all shoot it in Puerto Rico? Was that Puerto Rico?
you. Did. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that was dope.
we're in Pela
Mhm.
as well, which was unique because a lot of times you can't come in there with cameras and videotape that energy and that vibration
Mhm.
without like acceptance, and they knew what we were talking about with Fela, so they
That's
were
dope.
very very eager to like allow us to do it, which was
Yeah.
super dope. Shout out to my brother Short Fuse who had the vision, the foresight and vision to start off like and we worked together to make it a reality. But he was like, he had been on a trip. Short Fuse is from Puerto Rico, and he had been
Mhm.
on a trip, and he was so immersed in the community with the playing of the conga, with the playing of the drum sounds there in his native home. And so he came back to me as like, yo, Rex, we gotta do a record. He just wanted to do a song,
Okay.
and we turned it into a project because of like
Dope.
just the idea that he
Yeah.
had.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, yo, we gotta do a record that taps into this, the root of this.
Yeah.
And I
No
was like,
doubt.
yo, we gotta call it Fela. We gotta go with Fela
Yeah, yeah.
because people, if you're in the know, you know Fela. If you don't, then
You need
then
to.
it's imperative for us to like spread that message.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man. Fela Kuti, man. So Tell me about that a little more, like as far as the acronym, for everyone love always, and the relationship to Fela and the importance of Fela to you.
Well, us traveling to Cuba, us traveling to Puerto Rico, and going into the Caribbean, and then also, my wife being from New York, and like us going into areas like Washington Heights, and me growing up in Lawrence, Massachusetts, with a 96% Dominican and Puerto Rican population,
Mm,
individuals who truly are in the know, they know their Afro roots, and they are married to it, and they grasp onto it wholeheartedly. But for those who don't, it was imperative for us to create a record that says we are a unified people, and
right,
it is imperative that we acknowledge and tap into who we truly are. Like, you can't really exist as humankind if you're not aware, if you're not in a space of knowledge of self.
right.
You exist with these ideals the way the globe tells you your idealism should exist, but you're not married to the true nature of who you are, what's embedded in you,
Mm,
what actually helps your inner, what helps your core being. And
right.
so for Everyone Love Always was a love letter really to the Caribbean, to South America, to in all these different communities in the United States that
Mm,
have individuals who are tied. Those who came into South Carolina are very similar to those in Dominican Republic, in
of
Cuba. Those are the
course.
same people in certain communities in Paris.
Yes,
Certain community. We are the same exact people.
no
We are
doubt.
just we had a different route to getting to where we are. So fella, the sound of the conga, the sound of the drum in
Man,
general,
super
it
dope.
all ties in and marries us as a people.
Yes, no
Yeah.
doubt, man. And it shows, like I said, it's like you could feel the roots, the true roots, and at the same time it's super hip hop. So that's what I love about it, really. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, let's get into that, man. Let's talk because people are having this conversation about, who invented hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, there's a whole bunch of people talking garbage. There's a lot of opinions these days with social media. Everybody has an opinion, and some people are spewing whatever hatred, and some people are spewing ignorance and all of that. Um, I know you're aware of that conversation, man. Well, what's your opinion on the whole thing generally?
I think first and foremost, it's an unfortunate thing that the divide and conquer strategy no longer requires a conqueror to implement it. Like, we have self-induced and self-inflicted
That's a
wounds
jewel, man.
shoot into ourselves, like, because we, again, it has to do with when you don't have knowledge of self, when you don't have foundational principles uh, that gear you toward a commonality and a common goal, then you have a tendency to place those divisions and divides amongst yourself. So you have
Right.
conversations about things that are like running around in a circle, like we take 3, 4, 5 bats and swings at the same notion that is like redundant and retired, and that conversation is valuable, but it's only valuable if we recognize the commonality of our goal. Our goal is exactly the same, and not only that, the people are the same. So if you don't like know your history, if you don't do your due diligence on what that is, then that's where the issue already lies in. So me having a debate with somebody from Puerto Rico, or me having a debate with somebody from Cuba about something that's placing guardrails or divides between us when we don't have any, they're
Sure.
self-inflicted and self-created divides. We're the same people. So
Mm,
how are we debating about it? Because I'm from South Carolina. If I'm in South Carolina and somebody else is in Los Angeles, and we can say, okay, because you have African ancestry, we the same people.
yeah.
And if somebody who looks like me, who comes from the same stuff, like ancestrally, is in Cuba, and I'm saying, okay, this is not the same person. You're
Mm,
talking about nationality, and you're being divisive about something that doesn't ring true about who you are.
that's right.
You get that, I get that. Many don't get that, and then they enter the conversation, and their dialogue is based on principles that are not foundationally sound. So that's my biggest issue. I don't want to
Yeah.
even have to debate. The biggest jewel takeaway from it all is to go to John Henrik Clarke and say, with anybody who is my peer, I have a conversation and we speak a dialogue. Anybody else, I teach. That's it. If you're not my
100%.
peer, when it comes to us having a dialogue, then I don't really want to have a conversation with you about foundational principles
Right.
because your foundation is already set in lies.
No
And
doubt.
so what are we debating? Like I
I
don't want to
agree.
debate with you about
100%.
something that doesn't you can't carry the weight of that conversation.
No doubt. I feel you on that, man. Listen, to me, the whole thing is like you said, it could be constructive, but it's not. And the way it's being played out is, I'm gonna be honest, it's house Negro talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, I'm different than you or I'm better than you because, my ancestors were enslaved in South Carolina and yours were enslaved in Havana or yours were enslaved in Haiti or in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. What are we building?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the divide and conquer, like we're doing it ourselves. We don't even need the
Yeah,
our true oppressor to, he's just sitting back and enjoying it, and we're over here kind of, destroying ourselves and,
Yeah, brother, what I'm doing right now as we speak, and I knew we had this conversation set, and this is so valuable. Before this, I was doing some research for a book I'm writing,
mm,
and the research is based like the research I'm doing right now is with Thomas Jefferson, which is such a heady thing to think about. There's
right.
so much written about Thomas Jefferson, right? There's so much information out there, but
Mm,
there's so much layers of that is still missing
okay.
because it's not spoken from individuals who look or sound like us. It's
Mm,
more what's out there is this mythological idealism, uh, foundation based stuff that overrides all the stuff about enslavement. It's like the main notion is this grandiose idea of the foundation of the Declaration and the foundation of the Constitution. And the reason why I'm writing this book with this idea of Thomas Jefferson is because of the stuff we're talking about with hip hop and the
mm,
divisiveness of that conversation. Like if you're not reading the Constitution of your countries, if you're not looking at the government structure of your countries and not seeing the same templates played out time immemorial over all these different lands, then you're
right.
not really set to have these dialogues. Like, why are we having these dialogues that go around in circles about things that we don't own and possess? We don't own the blocks that you're talking about. The streets that are named after conquerors, time immemorial, are what individuals are fighting over. They're fighting over, instead of devising a plan of how we're going to build community land and grow our own crops
Mm,
and have those dialogues about things that actually push us forward as a people.
that's right.
Hip hop being from these people or that people is so minute in that conversation.
No doubt, man. And I mean, either way, if when we truly go back to New York, you know what I'm saying, we understand that, it was brothers and sisters from everywhere in New York
Right.
City, especially in those neighborhoods at that time. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I've always said this, to me, it's simple. Hip hop is African culture. You can hear it in the sounds and the people, it's the children of the African diaspora, whether they were from the United States or from Jamaica or from the continent or from Puerto Rico. Most of them were Afro descendants as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's music of
Yes.
the African diaspora. You know what I'm saying? There's no
Griots telling, you said it so well, it's griots telling stories and
absolute.
passing on like our native, no matter where we are in the diaspora or on in the globe,
Mm,
we are storytellers in a manner that is so profound, and that's
mm,
the way our messages have resonated. We Our philosophy and our social commentary has always been interwoven in the fabric of how we live our daily lives. If you study your oppressor's language, their language has always written out certain ideas. They wrote out spirituality from the politic. But
yes.
with what we do as a people, no matter where you look at where we are in the globe, we always keep our politics, our social commentary, our economics, our spirituality interwoven in the same fabric. It's all one. And so I can tell of people who know where their common roots are and have knowledge of self just based on that solely. If I
Mm,
see an individual who's saying I need to separate spirituality, if you say that and then you actually don't, I know you are speaking the conqueror's language,
mm.
because the conqueror's language is a trap to keep those true moral codes tied out of it. And
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
like, those are dialogues we have to have as a people. Know
Yeah.
who you are first. Know who you are as a people first. Go back to the roots of it, and don't be dismissive of somebody because they're from Puerto Rico. If you don't know some of the most profound individuals who came from Puerto Rico and spoke the same exact dialogue about who we are as a people, or Cuba, or
Yeah.
South America, anywhere like in these lands, first and foremost, go to the actual land, spend time with the people in the communities, and figure out like who the people are before you have a dialogue about things you
Yeah.
have no idea about.
And
You
you're
know?
gonna, chances are you're gonna see yourself.
Exactly what you're saying. Your reflection, you're going to see your actual reflection,
Yeah.
unless you have assimilated into a culture that's no. And again, you have no knowledge of self if you've assimilated into a culture that is not your own. And
Yeah.
that is not entirely your fault.
No,
It is not
absolutely.
entirely your fault. But you have to have this desire to unlearn the oppressor's language.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Study it and reevaluate and assess who you are as a person, and then marry your own true culture. You have to absolutely do that.
Yes.
You have to have a desire.
No doubt. Yeah, well, what you're saying is crucial, brother, because like many times we think about studying ourselves and we don't think about studying our oppressors. And that's crucial as well, you know what I'm saying? As you said, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In order to understand also how we got to where we at today, you know what I'm saying? We have to study our oppressor. And
Yeah.
like you said, it's important for us to decolonize every aspect of our life. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, our culture has to be revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? Everything about it, because there's a decolonial process that needs to happen throughout every aspect of life, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That is very crucial. So I'm glad you brought that up, man.
That's valuable food. Like everything I'm seeing in the background is a testament to, except that New York Knicks basketball. Everything you got back there is a testament to what we're talking about. These
Orange and blue,
building
baby.
foundational blocks. I had to take a shot at the Knicks. I actually got mad love for the Knicks, even though I'm
Okay,
a
that's
Celtics
what's up.
fan, true. I got mad love for the Knicks. That's
Okay.
all again tied to Queen Philosophical, who's a native New Yorker.
Yeah, that's what's
So,
up. That's what's up.
but
Hey,
for me, it's always Boston Celtics. Well, it wasn't always in the beginning, but
that's
uh,
right. I know you grew up
that
a
that's
bad
there.
boys fan.
Sankara, and Nina and Asada
Mhm.
and Malcolm and like and Fela. All of this is the guiding principles that we can use as our foundation. But then it's imperative that we study the philosophies of European thinkers, not just the individuals who exploited and went to different lands, who were conquerors, who were ship designers and navigational people. We need to study like the ones who wrote the books on economics. We need to
Yes.
study those who wrote the philosophies that were the foundation principles for building the language of the people. If
Mm.
you study those, you start to develop not only things that can be principles for your own development, but you can also find out how to release these mental blocks and mental chains that we have. You can't know it if you don't know the individual who is playing the part of your enemy. Like,
Right.
absolutely, you must
No,
know them absolutely.
no doubt.
So we have to study it. We have to study it.
100%, man. There's no way
Word.
around it. All right, so let's this is perfect. Let's segue to, health and wellness, man. That goes right with what we were talking about, when we speak about our culture and every aspect of it, being decolonized, you know what I'm saying? Everything we do has to be, revolutionary. And I know you share that, plant-based holistic lifestyle. You know
Yes,
what I'm
indeed.
saying? As I do. And that we understand that, that's the way of our ancestors. Because a lot of people want to make us think that, oh, this is new stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But when you study it, we understand what time it is, the importance that, the taking care of life and the environment and loving yourself and holistic health and wellness has always been a part of our people, right?
Of course.
So, we're seeing today again, we go back to the excess of, information and misinformation that our people are constantly getting, mainly through social media and through, all types of mercenary media, let's call it. But, we're seeing, unfortunately, these days, a lot of people that are coming out saying, fruits are bad for you, and, vegetables made me sick. I ate kale and I and I got, whatever disease from eating kale and all of that. People like me and you, we study this and we know what time it is, right? But
Cool.
unfortunately, I do believe it's getting to some of our people, that misinformation, and they're, taking it in and sometimes making bad decisions due to all this information. So yeah, I want your opinion on that, and also again on the importance of a holistic, lifestyle for our people.
I think it's valuable that we like again do our due diligence on our oppressor's language. The oppressor's language it ties back to that in everything that we do. Uh, mind, body, and spiritual healing only comes from us doing our due diligence on who we are as a people. Study the fabric of the land we come from, to the children of the sun. Look what that embodies universally. Like that embodies many natural elements that are beneficial for humankind. And then look at the narrative of a conqueror's mind frame of capitalistic exploits and ideas that uh, you can be married into quick fixes that are not truly fixes. Like individuals will think food that comes quick and unnatural is more beneficial because it
Right.
saves you time to be more of a obedient worker. Like you can consistently churn out work. If you take out the things that are natural, less sleep, quicker access to food, even if it's not natural,
Yeah.
equals more ability to go out and churn out more work. And that's mental slavery for a lot of individual, and it's actually destroying individuals' organs and individuals' capacity to think independently, because you're constantly, the moment you walk outside of your home, being sold this idea by capitalist nations. And that's not just the United States. That's
No.
definitely the United States, but that's I was just in Poland, and I went from Berlin to a small community, and I'm seeing Amazon, I'm seeing all these
Yes.
huge industrial plants where individuals are selling that to the people. So it's not just black and brown people. It's being sold to all people.
Yeah.
It's being all people are being exploited. But the naivete of our black and brown people comes from an assimilation into a culture that is not your own.
I
That's
agree.
just the reality. When you buy into a culture of not your own, and you refuse to listen to elders and spirit on elders who are with us right now in real time, who are
Mm.
talking to us well in real accepted time, uh, we are gonna consistently lose the truth about who we are, and
Mm.
and our body will respond naturally to that, adverse naturally, if we consistently put garbage in our body. So if you color coordinate your system, you put the right colors inside your body, then
That's
your
right.
body will thank you. Your
No
body
doubt.
will
No doubt.
be joyful. You'll wake up. You'll sleep properly. You'll be able to pass out, the toxins that don't belong inside your body, and you'll be able to
Mm.
consistently go about your day.
That's
Um,
key.
but yeah, I mean, I think plant-based eating, veganism, and thinking like that, it's not absolute. It's absolutely not new. It's the concepts of like eating color coordinated foods is not. It's not a new notion. It's
Mm.
just there are plants out there. There are individuals who, now, I'm not talking about food plants. I'm talking about there are people who are plants. They are planted into society to be content creators of negativity, to
Mm.
represent that these infiltrators have been in all the different programs we had, from the Black Panthers to every single situation we know. There's been plants used to destroy and disrupt. And individuals will go online and they'll drop some nonsense and people will buy into it
Yeah.
because, out loud and brash, not even trying to deny it. People are saying, I'm on demon time. They literally are saying, I am on demon time. That tells you everything.
Yeah.
That tells you everything. If you're built like that, if your mind frame is like that, then you have no problem selling poison to the people.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man. And I think, the research that has to be done is not that deep in order to understand that today, living a plant-based lifestyle, preferably a whole foods plant-based lifestyle, is great for everything because when you see the impact that the meat industry and dairy industry and all that has on the planet, the negative impact it has on the planet, the negative impact, it has on our bodies and our health. And obviously, if you see what's going on in slaughterhouses and see the raping of animals for milk industry and all of that, and you're okay with that, then there's something wrong with you, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So really, it's a lot of misinformation and a lot of our people, unfortunately, are living the oppressor's culture. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Where do you
Like
get
you
your
said.
information from? Where do you
Yeah.
get your foundation principles from? If you're watching news cycles like just constantly, I have family members who all they do is watch news and then they spew out this regurgitated nonsense that
Mm.
is like propaganda and exploitative. Like that's the agenda language, and that's
Yeah.
not brand new. That's been the agenda language from beginning, and they're just following a template. So where you get your information from, if you go on social media and you get all your dialogue from a poisonous, toxic foundation based situation, then everything that you spew out is going to be poison and toxic. And you
Absolutely.
can infect your children, you can infect your family members, your friends, and your friends will go about and do the same thing. And there's tactics that have been done time immemorial that are working. And again, the oppressor, the conqueror mentality doesn't need to be instilled in individuals because individuals have bought in. George Carlin, rest in peace, spoke years ago about obedient workers. He
Mm.
said, when somebody is like on their dying bed and they're like, okay, I'm fed up. Or this is when George Carlin was like, I'm gonna come out and I'm just gonna. He's been going at the system, but like now he's like, yo, I'm really going in. I'm
Right.
doubling down. And then he
Right.
came
Right.
out and he started speaking about things that like, on his deathbed, he's like, if you all you got to do is go watch him talking about certain things before he was passing away. It's like, yo, a lot of individuals were like that. Like, look at Dick Gregory and
Mm.
and I say these comedians for a very specific reason because these were social activists. These
That's right.
individuals were socially conscious and they were active
Mm.
in assisting, moving the conversation in a positive way. And people can laugh off individuals like comedians and actors and entertainers until the reality sets in. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
Taraji P. Henson wasn't saying anything profound when she was talking about things when it came to Donald J. Trump, right? She wasn't saying anything profound,
Right.
but a lot of what she was saying is actually living proof right now. It wasn't anything brand new. Nothing is ever really truly new under the sun.
That's
But
right.
at the end of the day, if you get your food from someone like Taraji P. Henson and you refuse to listen to it and then it occurs, what does that say about you? You
Mm.
bought into the oppressor's language.
That's right, man. Yeah, I appreciate those jewels, man. You dropped a couple there, man.
Word. Bless.
So we're into, Black History Month. I believe, obviously we do celebrate our people, our ancestors every month of the year, right? Obviously. Specifically, I believe, it's important for us to celebrate and share our Black radical history, you know what I mean? All the time. But in general, how do you feel about Black History Month? Many of us believe that, a lot of it's been co-opted as many things do, under imperialism and capitalism. But how do you feel about it in general? And is there anything that you do during Black History Month specifically?
You said it first and best that it's a day to day regular reality that we exist in, and so we
Hmm.
study it every single day.
No doubt.
History Month as an idea Principally, I wouldn't be dismissive of it because there are people out there who value it so much and they care about it, and because of that, it's important for it to be a part of the daily conversation.
Right.
For me, I don't do anything specific in Black History Month because I'm on assignment from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. I'm
Mm.
always on assignment for the people.
Right.
Like that, I'm always about my own edification, about my village's edification when it comes to the stories of our people.
I hear
Uh,
you.
but when it comes to it being exploited and taking control, just like Juneteenth, just like many other ideas, even Kwanzaa,
Mm.
I do practice Kwanzaa. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I do celebrate
I do
Juneteenth.
as well, but
I honor these moments. Black History Month for me, I don't honor it because I'm honoring it again every single day.
yeah, without a
And on
doubt.
assignment for it. But I will say we have to again establish and organize and be of a practiced mind state where our oppressors are not the deciding factor on anything that we decide to do on a day-to-day basis. And we don't have to honor what you say we honor. If you decide to, have a Black History Month or not have a Black History Month, that should have no bearing on what I do on a day-to-day basis
That's right.
for my edification.
Mm.
And it should have no bearing on the fact that someone like Common or Nas or Black Thought or certain individuals, I can go beyond, like, Yasin Bey and individuals who are speaking for the people and making valuable information that's vital given to us and making valuable music in
Mm.
turn, right? That they're not getting Grammys, right? Uh, People can get upset about that, but I don't care about Grammys, and
I hear you.
I don't think anybody should care about Grammys. I don't
I
think
agree.
anybody should care about Oscars when we're thinking about Don Cheadle and Angela Bassett. We shouldn't be thinking about our oppressors' decision making based on who we are as a people. We are not a
Right.
reflection of that. We shine way brighter than that. And
Mm.
so that goes for everything. Like we need to have our own foundational organized principles about what we do. We should not be thinking about the Anti-Defamation League determining whether or not something was slanderous to us. We know what's slanderous to us, and
That's
we
right.
need to take hold and be organized about how
That's
we
right.
deal with those situations.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. The importance of us being organized, and understanding that, we live under a system of oppression that is global. The system is global. And so that
Indeed.
again takes us back to what we were speaking about earlier, trying to say that,
Differentiate. Yep.
yeah, try to differentiate ourselves based upon, a passport or a nationality or whatever is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? We need to understand that we live under a global system of white hegemony and unity is the only way to go.
Indeed.
The people must unite without a doubt. That's a beautiful thing, man. Listen, you got on my nicks a little bit earlier, man. So I'm not gonna let that slide, brother.
Speak your
I
piece.
see I see you got your hat on over there,
I
man.
had to. I knew you was
That's,
gonna have some New York stuff in the background. I knew I had to come in sharp.
hey man, yeah. So you did grow up a Bad Boys fan. For those who don't
I
know,
did.
Pistons fan. You
I
know what I'm
did.
saying? And
Shout out to the Pistons cooking. They cooking right
yeah,
now.
they doing good
They
lately,
they
man. It
busy. They
feels
nice.
good.
They look good.
Hey man, listen, it feels good to see him doing well now for a little bit because I actually went to college in Michigan, man.
Oh
I
wow.
played
Okay.
yeah, I played ball at Concordia University in Ann Arbor for 4 years at NAIA school. So you know what I'm saying? And the Pistons were good at the time. They had just, they won that chip in '04, and then I was in college right after that, man. So they were a good squad. And
Yeah.
so, for a while they were truly horrible, bottom of the
Yeah.
league. So
Yeah.
it's good to see him starting to do good again. So
Indeed.
that's dope, man. But I can't lie, man. The C's, man. The squad is nice. I love Jalen Brown. Everybody, it's a dope squad, man.
Yeah.
Do you think the squad has what it takes to repeat?
I do. I think we have some kinks we got to work out. I think we have the foundation stuff set.
Yeah,
It's really a matter of knowing the route is definitely not going to be as easy as it was last year. But I think we have everything we need right now without making any new changes. I think we have what we need to repeat.
Mm.
You know, the biggest obstacles in the East are definitely the Knicks. The Knicks are like, I think the Knicks are more of a problem than Cleveland is, to be honest. Cleveland, I'm not gonna like discredit
Right,
Cleveland.
right, right.
I think Cleveland is absolutely a valuable team,
Mm.
a great team. But our biggest issue is Oklahoma. They're like Oklahoma is the real deal, and they're
They are.
scary the real deal for a very
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, yeah. At some point, it's time for them to get over the hump, without a doubt. And that it might be it. This year might be it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
they're scary. I've watched a lot of SGA this year, and I'm
Mm.
like, he's the real deal. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, they just have the foundation of something like that's gonna
True.
last a long time. If they don't break that up when it's time to like make contracts,
Yeah.
that team is scary for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man. Yeah, definitely Jalen Brunson and Cat, man. That's working well over there.
Yeah,
I hope, everything goes well and there's no injuries, man, because that's the key, man. To click at the right time and to stay injury free. That's the key.
yeah, you have all the pieces. Like the Knicks could win. Like
Mm,
I honestly think they can win now. And if we don't win, I'm rooting for the Knicks. Like that's the reality. You know, I'm
that's
rooting
the
for us, but like if we don't get it over the hump, I'm rooting for the Knicks to win it all because
that's what's up.
I'm a big fan of the way they're playing.
Uh,
Um, Play the right
Me too.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm a fan of I'm a fan of the coach. Yeah, I mean that grinding out your players is not my favorite
I feel
idea though. You know, like the way he works them to the ground.
yeah.
But you know, Robinson is he planning to come back?
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's planning to come back. Hopefully, I mean, it's taken longer than we thought, but he's gonna be back. But I think they're making the right choice by not rushing him. Even if we have him only by the playoffs, that's good. But
Word,
yeah, he should be back. Yeah, yeah.
word. Well, if when you get a chance, check. I don't know if you have, but like if you didn't or don't, my son has a blog that he does called Title Runners, and
I'm gonna
he
check that out. Yeah.
check it out. Check it out. It's called Title Runners on IG and TikTok, and he's very precise with his research,
No
and
doubt.
it's pleasantly surprised. Like I'm even surprised myself, even though I know he has that research mentality, but
Yeah.
he's pretty official when he comes to like his dialogues about basketball. So
Okay.
I
What's
think
that? You said title run?
Title
Yeah.
runners. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you his information
No
on
doubt. I'll put it down in the
IG message.
description so everybody can check it
Check
out.
him out. He
Yeah,
does a
yeah.
lot of in-depth analysis.
No doubt. Appreciate that.
Word,
No doubt. All right, I have a couple more questions before I let you go, brother. First,
word
first, give me your top three videos of all time from you.
of mine. Okay.
Video and track, but that have a video.
Okay. So a combination of the
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah.
Um. Well, 25th hour is definitely there. I love that. I love that video.
No
The
doubt. Yeah, yeah.
the song, I love the song, but it's not my favorite song, to be
Okay.
honest. I know that's and that's a personal thing. I think
Yeah, yeah.
people gravitate to that record, but that's definitely there because of the impact. It's like and what that day was like filming it in Coney Island
Mm,
and just the look of it, having Rex Arrow involved was very dope.
yeah.
Um, One that I always go back to that is a little lesser known record, but I love that record and I love the video we did was Mascara. It was it's a very creative video. I love the message that is conveyed for our people, and absolutely a big fan of the visuals,
For sure.
creativity. And then the third one I would say, just shooting quickly, is a record I did called Bang Bang. Bang Bang was shot in a bit of Miami, a bit of Opalaka and Overtown, super and Little Havana. We
Okay.
shot. And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
very dope
That's what's up.
video. Creative with my brother Jay Nix. It was a record revolutionary that I did with Mnemonics, Fred Hampton on the cover, and
No doubt.
visually I think we captured something like very important.
No doubt, no doubt. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have all those in the description along with, the fella video.
Yes, of
Uh,
course.
so yeah, no doubt, man. Listen,
Fela is quickly becoming a new favorite as
hey,
well.
man, this
Yeah,
is it's very
yeah.
dope. Before you go, man, if you can leave us with a, book recommendation,
Well, okay, let's see.
you can have a couple,
That I'm
like
reading right
last
now.
time.
Oh my gosh. I'm reading so right now I'm on my supreme lessons. So like for
Okay,
the brown people, I would tell you to like get out on your lessons.
no doubt.
Always the Pertim Heru. I always bring up the Pertim Heru. Book of Coming Forth by Day into Light is so valuable. Newer. I don't know if I mentioned previously Franz Fanon.
Oh,
Uh,
nah, you didn't. Not the last time, I don't think.
okay, so
Which one?
anything
Anything.
anything for sure.
No
But
doubt.
Wretched of the Earth is obviously
It's a classic, man. Yeah.
it's quintessential reading.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, if since we last spoke, anybody hasn't gone to Sheikh Anta Diop, then I will always say go back to Sheikh
Yes.
Diop and know thyself through him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely go through him to know who you are. I think it's imperative to talk authors than just because there's a wealth of knowledge that comes through all of it. Dr. Joy DeGroy, I'm about to read. I haven't read yet, but I've done a lot of research on her and her idea of PTSD, traumatic slave disorder, and I think she's a valuable one to look up and figure out the conversations that she's having. I have that aside a book there. I don't have everything that you have in the back there, but
I got a few good things there, man.
you have some good things. You have some good things there.
I got a few good things. Yeah, I like it. Are you familiar with the Afrocentric idea? Malefia Sante?
No, I'm writing it down
Yeah,
right now.
write that one down. That's my recommendation for the day, man. The Afrocentric idea. That goes back to, some of what we were talking about.
Word.
Malefia Sante.
I will say, let me mention the Afrocentric idea. Got it. Added to my cart. And now, what I will say is this: oppressors' language, important for individuals. If you don't, I'm talking to specifically U.S. citizens because, this is paramount, and I will love any information about constitutions and foundation principles of lands that I'm not in, but it's imperative that Black and Brown people know the U.S. Constitution, study it, learn it, know the Declaration of Independence, study it, know the Bill of Rights, study it, know it. And then I would also say, read Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, read Thomas Paine, Common Sense, read everything from Voltaire, read everything from John Locke. And for individuals who want to know about the British Empire and its exploits, and you want to know about the foundation principles that are laid in the United States, go to those books. Yeah. Go to those books.
Those are the fathers of the United States, man.
Yeah, and those are the individuals who came prior to the founders, even.
Exactly.
Those are
the colonizers of
the individuals who they studied. The founders studied these individuals.
Absolutely.
So read Alexander Hamilton. The Federalist Papers. Learn what the dialogue was about founding a nation. If we're to find a nation, then we must learn how those principles start. Like, how does that actually start? Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thankful.
Man, I'm looking forward to checking out all this work you've been dropping and what's more to come. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. We need that. We need that revolutionary hip hop, you know what I'm saying, that you're dropping. That consciousness is necessary, man. The art has to be for the people, by the people. The way you make it, and the way so many of our good brothers and sisters are doing it, it's necessary. We need that.
That's right. Shout out to those who are pushing it forward, pushing the culture forward by being on assignment. I'm gonna always be on assignment, beloved.
No doubt. Appreciate that, man. All right, it's been a good one.
Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate you, my brother. Peace.
Appreciate you. We build soon.
Oh, no doubt. All right. That was episode 76 of the Vada Hoops podcast with REKS. Check out the links down in the description to support REKS and also to support this podcast. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, to listen, and to share this with your folks. Vada Hoops is for the people, by the people, for the culture. Uhuru.